6 weeks. 6 weeks since Tom wrote, "Stop guessing, go ask people" in his notebook. And in those 6 weeks, Tom did exactly what he said he'd do. He talked to people, freelancers, photographers, other developers. He asked questions. He listened. He found a real idea, a good one. People actually wanted it. So why, 6 weeks later, has Tom still not written a single line of code? Let's back up. 1 week earlier, Tom was doing everything right. He'd talked to 11 photographers about backing up client shoots, the exact problem he'd almost built an app for back in episode 2, before he chickened out and called it too competitive. This time, instead of searching an app store, he asked real people. And the answers surprised him. Nobody wanted another all-in-one backup platform. What they wanted was smaller. Something that just auto-tagged and sorted shoots by client, automatically, in the background. Tom actually had it. A real, validated, people would pay for this idea. Small, simple, buildable in a weekend. For about a day, it felt like the version of Tom from episode 1. The one who believed he could actually do this was finally real. Saturday morning, Tom opened a blank project, ready to build the simple version, the one photographers actually asked for. And then a thought showed up, quiet at first. But what if I also let them share the sorted folders with clients directly? That's basically free if I build it right. Not a bad thought on its own. Tom added it to the plan. And if I'm already handling files, I should probably support video too, not just photos. Photographers shoot video now. I don't want to build something that's already outdated. Then a third thought, then a fourth. What if agencies want to use this for a whole team, not just solo photographers? I should probably build it with teams in mind from day one, so I'm not rebuilding it later. What about pricing tiers? I should figure that out now too, so the database structure supports it. By Saturday night, the buildable in a weekend idea had become a 30-item feature list, and Tom hadn't written a single line of code. Here's the part Tom still hasn't noticed, even though it's a completely different trap than the one in episode 2. Back then, the problem was giving up the moment something looked hard. This time, the problem is refusing to start until nothing could possibly go wrong. Small idea, but what if? Bigger idea, but what if? Bigger idea again. Every "but what if" sounded responsible, smart even, like Tom was just being thorough, like a good engineer should think 3 steps ahead. But thinking 3 steps ahead and refusing to take step 1 are not the same thing. And somewhere in the last 6 weeks, Tom stopped being able to tell the difference. And it wasn't just the photographer app. Tom did this to everything. The invoicing tool for freelancers, the one he'd shelved back in episode 2, came back too. Except this time, V1 grew a tax calculator, multi-currency support, and a client portal before Tom had built so much as a login screen. 3 ideas, 3 whiteboards, 3 feature lists that kept growing every time Tom sat down to actually start. Not one line of ship code in 6 weeks. Not because the ideas were bad, because none of them were ever allowed to be small. Late one night, Tom sat on the floor of his apartment, surrounded by paper. 3 ideas, 90 sticky notes, 0 shipped products. Outside, the car sat under the streetlight, same as always. Tom looked at it and thought about how long it took him to actually buy it, how he didn't wait for the perfect model, the perfect deal, the perfect moment. He just bought the one he could afford and drove it. Why can't I do that with anything I build? 6 weeks ago, Tom thought his problem was that he never talked to real people. He fixed that. And it turned out there was a second problem hiding right behind the first one. He talks to people now. He finds real ideas now. What he still doesn't do is let an idea stay small enough to actually finish. Tom stood up, walked to the whiteboard, and instead of adding another sticky note, he started removing them. Client sharing, gone for now. Video support, gone for now. Teams, pricing tiers, all of it, gone for now. What was left was the thing 11 photographers had actually asked for. The small thing, the weekend thing. He wrote one new rule at the bottom of the board, underlined twice. Ship the small thing. Everything else can wait until someone actually asks for it. It wasn't a breakthrough moment with music swelling underneath it. It was just Tom sitting back down, opening the laptop, and finally writing the first line of code on the idea he'd been circling for a week. Next episode, Tom actually builds the small version and finds out that shipping something imperfect feels a lot scarier than planning something perfect ever did. If you've ever added a 15th feature to an idea you haven't started yet, you already know exactly how Tom felt.